4 life lessons I learned from Conan stories. There was a time in my life, I didn't have time to watch TV. Now I don't have the time or patience to sit and watch TV, and I don't have the freedom to change channels. Even though when I was a 12-year-old, like any other kid, I had a responsibility to do well in school and do housework, I managed to sneak in and watch a show called Detective Conan at 7 a.m. Most call it cartoon, but the correct term is anime. It's an anime movie that I like, while my friends like dramas with predictable plots. Don't put too much emphasis on your prejudices and start judging right away. Those who consider these to be childish and an interesting need to know that it is not a children's cartoon, it is an adaptation of the Japanese detective manga series. As all of you, manga lovers know, anime is not always a simple game for children. Kudo Shinichi is a high school detective who solves mysteries at a glance. However, after solving one of his cases, he tracks down 2 suspicious people, who are significant criminals from the black organization. This is an interesting point. They detect Kudo eavesdropping and stuffing a poison pill down his throat to kill him. But, instead of dying, he turned into a child. All his intellectual abilities remain the same, but physically he becomes a child, which unfortunately children are always underestimated in society. He hides his identity and takes refuge at the home of his best friend, who is also the one he loves, Ran, and her father Kogoro. Taking the name Conan, he decides to stay with Ran's family. He does whatever a child of his age can do, which also gives him the power to uncover mysteries silently, and solve covered cases without being suspected. Conan kept solving case after case in hopes of one day gaining access to the black organization. I will not continue the spoiler. This story attracted me at that time, but to this day, as I slowly scroll through the memories of my childhood, I've learned what interests me with this unique comic. Here are 4 things I learned from Detective Conan. 1. Just do what you're best at. The main reason I was drawn to the series was that the main character was someone who didn't aim for the limelight and was constantly working behind the scenes. When he was in his early form, he seemed like someone who enjoyed the spotlight, but the fact that he constantly did what he was best at, even with challenges, made me admire this series. This character has obvious flaws, but he has portrayed the ideal model of integrity and compassion. It taught me not to chase the rewards for my actions, instead just do what you're best at and everything will be fine. Even today I still believe it to be true. Many cases in my life have proven this to be true. 2. Notice what others don't notice. I'm not sure about other detective series, but Detective Conan helps spark interest in studying the little details of everyday life, which most people often overlook. This also helped me understand that small details play a huge role. It imparts a lot of knowledge to a 12-year-old who is confined to textbooks to learn. The series taught me as a child about how the police work, at least imaginatively and creatively, and in my opinion, it's much more receptive and understandable than having to absorb it from textbooks. 3. Life Goes On. Written by Gosho Ioma in the late 90s, Detective Conan has been adapted into a TV series, movie, and live anime. It is the 21st longest-running Japanese manga series released. It may sound like a soap opera that lasts too long, but that's not the case with Detective Conan. It's an interesting watch, but it's not currently found on Indian television. This taught me that life goes on without end to the mysteries around us. All you need to do is raise your mindset, and believe in your ability to overcome any obstacles. By bringing me a new mystery to discover every day, Detective Conan has taught me to be open to whatever happens around me, and keep searching for the infinite things waiting to be discovered in the world we live in. As a result, the series gave me another look at life, one that has certainly helped me to this day, where every day is an adventure in itself. 4. Don't become an adult. One of the most important things the show has taught me is that growing up, and being an adult is as useless as watching a soap opera and seeing it as an important aspect of life. I mean, growing up and being responsible is one thing, but to shatter all your fantasies and live in a bubble of complete ignorance and lack of creativity is a big deal. The reverse maturation process that was part of the Detective Conan series showed me that you can be a child for as long as you want, as long as your sense of curiosity and adventure is completely intact in the middle of the adult world. Better yet, if you can inspire this desire and apply it to your daily adult life, I'm sure you won't let your day go by tediously without learning something.